The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has built on basically every aspect of Breath of the Wild. When Breath of the Wild came out, it established a mood, a feeling of serenity, exploration and vastness that I don't think any other game has really managed to emulate. And a huge part of that feeling came from the music. So in this video, I'm going to look at Tears of the Kingdom, talking about how it builds off of Breath of the Wild, using its music to create atmosphere and inform the player in its two new areas of the game, the Sky Isles and the Depths. Let's start off with talking a bit about the soundtrack in general. I think a great way to describe the music for these games is big world, precise soundtrack. The map of Hyrule is so large, and to have music playing constantly as you walk, glide and climb around the world would be pretty overstimulating. And so the music actively gives you space, coming in every now and again to remind you that it's there. But within this space, the soundtrack fills out based off of events and locations that you encounter. If you come across some enemies, the music will spring to life with some combat music. And when you enter a town, its location-specific track will play, etc, etc. There are so many different moments of musical fullness that come from just exploring, and the soundtrack adapts so seamlessly to the world around you, making the music feel as though it is a part of the world itself. But eventually, the moments of fullness will die down and you'll be left with the serenity of the still and empty sound world and the piano. Now, in my opinion, the piano as an instrument in Tears of the Kingdom represents and is an intrinsic part of Hyrule as a whole, punctuating locations and discoveries as you explore the landscape. It is a constant companion in these games, and it speaks a language that we, the player, gets used to, we start to recognise and start to understand as we play more of the game. So much of what you do in this world is accompanied by the piano, whether that's finding a chest somewhere, completing a shrine, riding your horse, or just wandering the fields at night. It even punctuates and informs you of your death. The piano is the base sound world of Hyrule. If you were to take out any kind of encounter and event when wandering around this map, the piano is all you would hear. It is as much a part of the landscape of this world as any geographical landmark is. So now in Tears of the Kingdom, we're introduced to the Sky Isles, and the music is a fantastic representation of the floating islands themselves. Ethereal and floaty, the use of woodwind represents the feeling of the air, the wind swirling around you as you jump through and explore the sky. Even the structure of the music is written in a way that feels connected to the Sky Isles themselves. Look at this waveform. Multiple little clumps of musical phrases, musical mass that slowly appears out of thin air, all similar in feel and construction, but full of different harmonies and movements, separated by silence, by nothing. The Sky Isles themselves are clumps of mass that slowly appear out of thin air, similar in feel and construction, but full of different mysteries and features, separated by the sky, by nothing. See how this sound world is built up in such a way that is a perfect reflection of the physical world that Link is interacting with. The arrangement itself is thin, only 3 or so wind instruments playing at once, representing the thinness of the air up so high, with a soft piano weaving underneath. Having the piano feature here, playing underneath the arrangement, beautifully reflects where we are, conveying to us that though we are in a new and mysterious place high up in the sky, Hyrule, represented by the piano, is still there, far below us, waiting for us to descend back to the surface. When writing this section of the script, I had Link standing on the edge of one of the islands, looking down at Hyrule, the music calmly pulsing, lulling me into a state of zen, the sound of the wind rushing past the rocks making me feel weightless. Oh, I love it so much. What's also a wonderful touch is as you journey from one layer of the world to the next, you can hear the music start to shift between the locations. When you jump from the sky aisles down to the ground, the music starts to build. The high piano starts to oscillate as you start to fall, picking up speed. The woodwind comes in with a triumphant farewell as you come down into Hyrule. You get some horns greeting you as well on the way down. But as you start to slowly come to the surface, the piano plays a trance-like ostinato, repeating over and over again, just waiting for you to land. And as soon as you touch your feet on the ground, the piano embraces you, welcoming you back to Hyrule. This is also the case when travelling deep down below the surface. As you jump down into the depths, a reverse piano comes in, instantly indicating that there is danger ahead. A similar piano ostinato starts to play, but this time there's a bunch of reverb on it, making it feel uneasy and trepidatious. The strings come in, sliding down creepily as you fall through the air, and as soon as your feet hit the ground in the depths, a low drone is played, signalling that you've arrived somewhere dangerous, somewhere vast. The music down here is chaotic, sporadic and jagged, using bassier tones, lower notes that ring out in the chasm below. The arrangement is made up of more electronic and synthesized instruments, sounds that feel alien, abnormal, strange, especially when compared to the classical feel of the rest of Hyrule and the Sky Isles, reflecting the depths themselves, populated with all manner of devilish creatures, darkness, and the unknown. Additionally, all of the music has that reverb on it, making the music itself sound like it's bouncing off the stone walls. Similarly to the Sky Isles, the music comes in musical clumps, but instead of floating in and out of the silence, it suddenly jumps out at you, out of the dark nothingness, trying to catch you off guard. This music puts you on edge. But again, the piano is here. It's much less prominent than on the ground or in the skies. We're much farther away from the Hyrule we know, separated by a thick layer of ground and stone. But every now and again, our piano companion makes itself known, whether that be a bass line here or a chordal sting there, playing much more discordant and atonal passages. It's been distorted by our surroundings, changed by the gloom and the shadows, but it's still there with us, even here. The music in this game is so carefully curated to serve a purpose, to actively inform the player of their surroundings. It represents the atmosphere, the feel and story of the locations that the player finds themselves in, and the piano's role as a companion on your journey contextualizes the areas you are in, as it's inserted into the various arrangements in specific ways that tell a story. Honestly, this game is magical. I barely had the willpower to pry myself from my Switch to write, record and edit this video. I hope you are all having as much fun with it as I am. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'm the Rambling Man. I ramble on about TV, films and video games. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!